Sean Deere said Ernie didn't go live today because Tristan, air quote, caught him on YouTube last night. I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. I mean, does he think people are so stupid that they will forget?
Now, Constance SUE is a moron. Let's get this out here. Constance SUE thinks that BK and Rap can put rewards out on people. You know that is illegal. Yes. The whole putting a reward out on someone, because they're not the state. They're not a bonding company. It is illegal for them to do that.
Get what he's just said. Murphy's Law. Hi, Constance SUE chat. Hi, Murphy's Law.
Constance SUE, you're a fucking moron.
Sure said,
and I can prove you're a moron in court.
I'm just not into small, tiny men, and he's probably not even 5 foot. I think he's 5'6" to 5'8". I remember seeing his mugshot from Kentucky, and I think they have him right at 5'8". But he might wear them elevator shoes like Dog the Bounty Hunter does, you know, that make him a big boy. But Leslie said that when she took a picture with him, he made her stand like down off the curb so he looked taller. Judo Tap Out says, so mystery just got off Facebook Live with
Hello, Rosie. Hello, Piratess. Hello, Teresa.
Hi, Patricia.
Hello, Zip. Well, I was just sitting here resting, trying to get tired, because I do have a big day tomorrow. But Constant was so full of fucking shit. I'm like, no, we're going to go live and we're going to play a little of this bullshit and rebut it. Because you see, Rap, he's handling everything the legal way. I've got this on charge. So let me try to set this up a different way. Because it was supposed to have flipped, but it didn't. For some reason, it's determined to stream in portrait if I want to or not. Okay. Hello, Cushy. But yes, she is. Oh, yeah. And she's under this impression that Rap's handling things the legal way. Rap just got money for video games. The instant Rap got that video game unit, he stopped paying any attention to his lives, and he was playing games and basically ignoring his own live streams. And that's all he's done, and all he's doing is he's getting ass, eating food, getting high, and playing video games.
Good night if you're going to bed. Blue and Black said, James, everything he says is stupid. Not one of his trading can be confirmed.
Hello, Missouri. Hello, Christine.
One person can confirm his bull.
Hello, anyone I missed.
You know, the only thing that I did confirm was that he did hang posters for Jimbo. Can you believe, after everything that fool has said about Jimbo, that he put Jimbo down as a reference? And he didn't even put him down as a correct reference, like to hang flyers. Jimbo will have to tell you what it was because I forgot now. But it was some shit like executive in charge of something. And he put Jimbo's number down there.
Now, this is what Jimbo told her. I mean, we all know that Jimbo is a liar. Now, everything Constance SUE says will not be wrong. But that's why we're here. Is because she's got over 150 people in chat, and she's feeding them a load of fucking bullshit she knows nothing about, taking Jimbo's word for it, and is trying to push this shit off as fact. She is one of the biggest fucking morons that have ever been on YouTube.
What is that? That's the only thing
Hello,
I can verify.
Tanaka.
And I can verify his human trafficking certificate that he
Hello,
earned
Nicolina.
online. Jimbo got one. Jamie.
Yeah. She was. I was winding down trying to sleep. You know, I was trying to wind down to go to bed. But I flipped through and I just thought she had a lot of people in here. I'll see what she's saying. But Nicolina supposedly Raps off YouTube because he's handling everything in the legal way. Raps off YouTube because he got a bunch of video game money, and he's got 4 or 5 new video games, and he's sitting playing with his girlfriend, attempting to give her an orgasm every now and then, while his main goal in life is to get to the next stage.
He got one. I think Kemper said he got one. Fluffy said, I asked why he was whispering and got attacked. Yeah. The pigs don't care how loud you are, Ernie.
And
James
and
Foster.
once again, Ernie has not been a creator. Ernie at this point is irrelevant on YouTube. If Ernie was relevant, Roger would be doing content on Ernie. But Ernie is not relevant. And for the fact of the matter is, Jimbo is not relevant either. He's got people that know better falling for his bullshit. That's not hurting any good people. Jimbo is irrelevant. Constance SUE is irrelevant. Ernie is irrelevant. But Constance SUE, I mean, I usually don't call creators stalkers, but definitely Constance SUE is stalking Ernie.
Said, April, he'd failed the drug test at MEEPS. He would have failed the courage test. Let's see what Jimbo said first up here. Mo said, let's not forget about how Skirt Dog set up.
Yeah.
A wrestler.
Because that's all he's going to be is on sock accounts trolling and playing video games, hoping people will say his name because he's pretty much a narcissist. I mean, look at his whole life. It's been about manipulating women to get what he wants.
Extravaganza thing where there were famous wrestlers there. He screwed them all over and didn't pay any of them. Diamond Dallas Page was one of them. I'm glad you brought that up because I looked into that and I called Officer Rose that worked the security for that, and he still works at Bluefield. Is it Virginia, West Virginia? I can't remember now, but I'll put it on my community tab. Officer Rose still works there, and he's on desk duty now, and he loves to tell the story. So if anybody wants to call him up, he loves to tell the story about how Ernie Shell made this big promotion, was supposed to give away a big screen TV. Yeah. He was supposed to give away all these prizes and throw stuff into the prizes. He had Diamond Dallas Page. Oh my gosh. April, the Heart guy. Oh man, a bunches of them. And the guy that was there with him and said, hey, I don't think this guy has the money to pay. What happened was Ernie was betting on the come, and he had all this money.
Okay. Now, once again, this is ancient Ernie lore. I mean, I couldn't imagine right now doing a live stream and it's like, let's go out over all of Ernie's ancient sins. I mean, as a YouTuber, as a creator, I don't do that. If it's relevant to rehash old stuff or to bring someone up to speed, it's worth doing a circle around. But you see what she's doing. I mean, this is like the stuff against Truthfully Tricia. They take stuff from ancient times at this point and try to make it sound like it happened last week.
Put this wrestling thing on, and he thought, well, he could spend the money however he wanted to, and then he would just collect the money for ticket sales, and that's how he paid wrestlers. Well, it just so happens there was a huge...
This is kind of my point. Remember how I mentioned, I'm not one for calling creators stalkers. But, sometimes, the exception to the rule happens. And at this point, I think that Constance SUE is Ernie's stalker.
Huge ass snowstorm, and nobody came to the event except the cops that agreed to work security,
hello, Troy.
The people that agreed to work for Ernie, and the wrestlers that agreed to be there, and a few people that were like diehard wrestling fans. So the show didn't have a good turnout. Had Ernie not been a dumbass and just rescheduled, he would have been fine, but he didn't. So he goes on with the show, and...
No, he wouldn't be, because I live around here. Now, when I was a young little wrestler, they used to have big-time wrestling in Mount Vernon. There's a barn that they converted into a 5,000-seat stadium now. But before then, it was just a barn arena with benches all in it like a high school. And they used to have wrestling there. And in reality, you were probably, this is when I was a kid. probably 100, 125 people best at one of those shows. So even in the day when wrestling was at its peak, it wouldn't have been enough to have paid 2 big time wrestlers.
He doesn't have the ticket, the money for the tickets coming in, so we don't have no money to pay him. Can you imagine being Ernie Shell and telling Diamond Dallas Page, if you only had to tell Diamond Dallas Page, could you imagine telling Diamond Dallas Page you didn't have the money? And you know what he told him? Oh, my debit card only has a $400 a day limit on it.
Well, this is kind of my point of doing this. If you and I were talking just in direct message right now, I would tell you that I am basically showing how irrelevant Constance SUE is and how stuck in the past she is. I mean, she's not being interesting or informing us anything we don't know. I mean, this is like telling us that Santa's supposed to come on December 25th. Now, he's supposed to come, right at the beginning of it. And when you wake up, there's supposed to be presents. I mean, this is like shit we all know.
Well, Ernie, people who can think, no, you should have had that money days before, not that night. So, and it was just right after Christmas.
I'm being grabbed.
So not only, I think it was right after Christmas, or right before Christmas, something. Officer Rose didn't get paid either. And the reason he agreed to do it is because he thought he'd just have the extra time and have it for Christmas. But no, they didn't get paid. But on another side note of that, while I was investigating this, and I find Dallas Diamond Page, his YouTube page is now Diamond Dallas Page Yoga. So I got to looking at it. Diamond Dallas Page Yoga looks amazing. So we all know I have a fat ass. We all know I'm 54.
Hello, today.
I went to the doctor today, because I can't breathe. I don't know what the hell's wrong, but I can't breathe. I think it's my throat. My sister thinks it's my throat.
Okay. She's been to the doctor today and she can't breathe and she's here talking about Ernie. Now, for the record, if I ever have to go to the doctor because I can't breathe, the best you're going to get is going to be a YouTube community post saying, I went to the doctor today and I need to take a few day break. In that situation, that's what I wouldn't be live talking about Ernie's shit from ages ago. I would just have put up a community post saying, I went to the doctor, I'm taking a few day break. That would have been the extent of my YouTube.
But we're going to have I'm going to have my heart checked out the 27th, have the stress test. And as soon as I get the clearance, to do that, I'm going to start Diamond Dallas Page Yoga. He has all these older women, and it's amazing. Like, they can't grab their foot. By the end of his program, and it's reasonable, they can grab their foot and stretch it up above their head. And I'm telling you, I'm going to do that. So if anybody wants to do it with me, I don't know how we could do it. To have a watch party. I don't want to screw Diamond Dallas Page, but I wish we could just pay one price and get the whole program, and then we could all do it if somebody wanted to do it. But I'm telling you, I'm going to do that.
Katie's knocking everything.
I watched a testimonial on it last night. Wee Frosty said, this day, remember when you were taking Ernie for a meeting with Cyber Task Force at base somewhere, Georgia? What actually happened to that on that day, please? Oh, we'll have to hear that from Jimbo. Let me see. Invite. Copy. Did it copy? Copy. Okay, and then come down here, comments. James Foster said, DDP yoga helped my back a lot. My ex-girlfriend bought it, and I tan alongside her. Good stuff. Did you really, James? It looks amazing. I mean, they all make it look amazing, but I'm going to do it. I swear I'm going to do it. I went out and told my, air quote, husband. I was like, I showed him this older lady that was stretching her leg up like that.
Now, Rap, just to let you know, because of Carlos, I have everything here on basically approval. So it's not like anybody can see your bullshit from me, and it just costs you a quick sock account when I ban it.
I said, I'm going to do that. He
Dumbass.
just laughed at me, but it was hilarious. There's the link if you want to come up, Jimbo, and explain that. Oh, let me see. Where's the thing that says people are back here?
Well, take care, Amber.
Man, this is kind of technical. Banners.
Yes, Rap just tried to come in on a sock account. But of course, I have comments on approval.
Oh, I did put, can you hear me? Lord. Thank you. Well, I don't know where it pops up when you want to come backstage, so.
Hello, Pindar. Well, we weren't going to be here. This was a spur of the moment thing because what I was hearing, I thought needs to be disseminated a little bit because Constance SUE is pontificating about Ernie and she's trying to position herself as a pillar of knowledge. Yes, that would be the best way to frame this. She thinks she's a pillar of fact.
Mo said, have you seen the video that Dallas put out about it? Yes, I did. That was hilarious. It's a 5-part series. I'm going to see. I hope this doesn't end the stream, but let me try.
Ain't gonna do nothing but get your shit banned. And you have a little dick. Just saying too.
Better. Now, guest. Invite guest. Copy. Ta-da.
Now, this will even hurt him worse because, see, Roger's been having adventures today. And Roger can't show you this, but Roger has a nice container with hashish in it. Yes, he does. I hope that'll really upset Cyanide Cupcake. Oh, God, this smells good. But yes, I got some nice blonde hashish right here. I got a few grams given to me today. And I'm going to make sure that they're all gone by morning. All the evidence will be incinerated. So I'm also telling you because don't be surprised when I hit this pipe if I cough my ass off.
More, post a comment. Now I can see if you want to come up. But yeah, can you imagine? And Ernie Shell says, that was, of course it wasn't his fault. No. Of course it wasn't his fault. It was, he had a booking agent. The booking agent ran off.
Well, actually, Nicolene, it's like, in real life, I wish I could like whip mine out right now and we could do like a side-by-side comparison, but YouTube kind of, because you see in reality, I have very little modesty. I mean, like when it comes to the physical form, I have very little modesty. Put it that way. So if it wasn't for YouTube right now, we could like do a side-by-side comparison.
With all the money of the, he said the booking agent hired more people than he was supposed to. And my comment to Ernie was, Ernie, if you're the top guy, it's your job to make sure all that don't happen. Back to me, Frosty's question. The stand said, nope, I never said I was taking Ernie to a meeting at any base. Sorry, you'd have to give me a date and time to find that out. Hi, Platform Boots. Barely Human. Hi, Prissy. Sweet Rock.
Now I'm sad to see that Platform Boots is over there.
And Robin said her mom is 82 and still goes to the gym and she looks fabulous. James, I cannot wait to get that. John Senna said, Roger Brown React 777 has talked about your dirty fingernails, and we all know she talked about people dirty fingernails.
I dug dirt today for a container garden. Yeah, I got dirty fingernails. I mean, this afternoon and evening before dark, I was out there with a mattock digging dirt and filling containers. That's why you didn't see me on YouTube this afternoon. I mean, Roger was out there making shit for a garden because it was over 70 degrees here today and it's going to be 65 tomorrow. And you know what? I'm going to dig more dirt for my container garden.
Yes, he said he was in charge of marketing at Jimbo's. Hanging flyers. Well, you know, they tell you to church up your resume. Hanging flyers was in charge of marketing.
Well,
but the big thing about that is
the way things have been, there's a, you know, I was being neutral, but since I've been sucked into things and I'm getting shit on by their side, I've already started banning severely. I mean, I have banned and I have banned and I have banned. Because when the next big things happens, I will have chats of 300 people again, and they will all want to be here. Because there were a ton of people that wanted to be on my channel during Leticia, and they will never be. And now there's a whole new crop of people that will never be allowed on my channel, because once again, when you get rid of problem people, it's always addition by subtraction.
he had the balls to put you down to say that. Man. Is Roger
Hello,
Brown in
trader.
here? Roger Brown, remember you were going to destroy me and dunk on me. I'm still waiting for that. Frosty said, let me...
No, I didn't say I'd destroy you. See, don't you love it how they make up their own facts? You destroy yourself. In fact, you're doing it right now. I mean, you're showing... Now, right now, if I wasn't covering you, I could be 10 fucking times more interesting than this.
Look for the week clip tomorrow. This Dan said, I'm
Hello,
asking someone else
monkey
that
boy.
way. Maybe they will know what you're speaking about.
And this is one of my secrets on this channel. If I want to abandon content, I could be more entertaining. I just do content that we all understand. You know, it's what channels are about. It's why I have different channels for different content.
Sweet Rockarama said, yes, I have to do something. I'm 54 until next month. James said, I was hesitant with the yoga at first, but after we worked every morning for a month, I had way less back pain. He had two. Last night, he did a premiere for some kids that, a kid that he helped. It was a kid that was, you know, kind of abused by his dad. I think it's by his family. And he was, you know, kind of pudgy. And he started doing the Diamond Dallas page. And I guess there's a challenge you can do.
Oh, yeah. I was going to come on earlier for another live. And after Constance SUE, I'm still going to cover it. But Milton posted. Milton is a hooker now. Milton had a very funny video. And we will cover that here in a bit. And I would give you kind of a teaser on it, but it's fucking bizarre. Yes, it's absolutely fucking bizarre, and that will be in a little bit. When she starts to get to where this is boring as hell, I will go to the weird-ass Milton video as a break.
Air quote husband. Well, April, I say a boyfriend sounds so stupid. I'm 54 years old. Boyfriend just...
I didn't watch it all, Kennedy. I watched half the video, and then I decided I was going to present it. So I only watched the first half. So, because I wanted the second half to where I could get an honest reaction for the crowd. So you know more than I do.
Dude, you know, everyone says, won't say my dude. Oh, that's all cringe.
Hello,
We've been
coffee
together long enough to
artist.
be married, so... But I know if I say married, someone will say, she's not married. I can't find a certificate for it. Ewok Frosty said, Stan, I'll get you more details tomorrow. Denise said, I just need a new braid. Mine's been rock and roll and cracked open many times.
Hello, Holly.
He says, I'm going to work out again in 2 weeks. Got to go visit my mom. Well, here's what I was hoping. I was hoping, you know, I put it on Diamond Dallas's page. I was like, hey, dude, I found you research at Ernie Shell. And I thought...
Well, actually, you know, if Nicolene and I was chatting, I would tell her, you know what, it'd probably be a good idea you're a streamer. You know, just to where we can frame exactly what she is. I mean, if she was saying anything that I could get behind, I would give credit for it. But I mean, Ernie's a dead horse right now. Ernie does have a warrant out from him, and all he has to do is not come back to Kentucky, which means Ernie's out of my environment.
maybe he'd take poor pity on me for having to put up with Ernie Shell's research. But no, I think the first DVD says $69.
Because this is my whole point with her. I want to show there's no there. You know, she's just sitting here bullshitting a program. You know, when I start a commentary in a live stream, I have an X amount of facts and I have to not embellish it, but use enough adjectives to make it interesting. And that content only has so much shelf life. That's why at some point, you know, at a live, many times I'll say, I'm out of anything relevant to say. And then we'll switch topics or we'll wind it down and end. But with Constance SUE, it's not that. She has no there. So she just keeps on this ancient shit with Ernie. Like I said, if she says anything for me to get behind, I'd get behind it. But it's just the same recycled garbage with 188 in her chat and the same morons. Oh, the blind guy's in there. And raps on his Scamalina 777 account.
Which is not bad. Sweet Rocket Robin said, I'm pissed someone
I guess rap isn't up on the fact I can get a shower whenever I want. Because there's a nice girl that lives about 2 miles down the road, and I have free use of her shower whenever I want it. Now, I do plan on doing a bunch of hard work tomorrow, so the day after tomorrow, I will probably go down to her house and get a shower. And she's a lovely young lady.
I never heard of lying big time on me. Not okay. Oh, who said that? Scamalina said Roger Brown gets most of his nutrition from his cat's butt. Oh, yucky.
Hate me all you want.
Said, Rocker Robin, who's...
I mean, I used to be in a gang. I used to be in a club. You know, I'm used to getting hate just from the random public and looking at them funny and say, get out of my way, you little fucking maggot. I mean, that's where I think it's funny where Bob says, you wouldn't say that to your face. I mean, Bob would be surprised at what I will say to people's faces. You know, I will get right eye to eye and say, get out of my way. Just like that. Now, once again, normally I would just say, excuse me. But every now and then you run into that stupid idiot that thinks he's tough. In those, I say, you got two choices. One, you can get out of my way. Or two, I can knock you out of my way. And once again, if he don't immediately get out of my way, I'm going to knock him out of my way.
Chat, they were keeping my name in the mouth too. Yeah, Judas, she sure was. I heard that. Oh, John said, is he streaming your audio? Well, hey, Roger Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome to stream my whole video, Roger. You don't have to just play my sound.
You don't have to worry about that. What am I going to do? Show your stupid little icon? I mean, people like to see people on YouTube. I mean, and despite the fact right now I could use cleaned up because I worked this afternoon. I passed out for a nap. I got up, I got a snack. I just had some coleslaw. Right before I started this, because I got to the store today, I bought $280 some of food at a grocery, and I bought the stuff to make coleslaw. And right before this live, I just made some amazing coleslaw.
You are welcome to play anything I got. I give full permission for anybody to stream my stuff. I don't care. I like I said before, my best hope is that you all do play my shit, because I can't go to your chats and comment. Y'all kick me out, so I can never say my piece.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Constance SUE, you've never said anything interesting. In my chat, Constance SUE never said one thing interesting or one thing relevant. And I'm a commentary channel. I'm not a panel channel. This is all about my opinion, and my opinion bouncing off your opinion is a soundboard in the chat. You know, we can have a back and forth here. Now, on my other channel, we used to do a back and forth a lot more, but in reality, usually when I speak on a subject, there's very little to say afterwards, which is why I like to speak last. Now, this is a method to the madness. Sometimes you'll be wondering, why isn't Roger talking about something? Because usually when Roger talks about something, you know, I'm kind of the ender of the subject. You know, there's not going to be much to debate after I'm done. So that's most of the time why I will wait to weigh in on an issue until everyone else has got their relevant points in. Because in reality, if I do that, it expands the discussion and it also expands what I say about things.
But if you want to say my piece for me on your channel, thank you. I couldn't ask for more. Tell me the best way to reach your people. I can't go to your chat to reach your people. But if you, it's like I'm a preacher. And
okay, reach your people, reach your people. I don't have people. I mean, if I had people, we'd be here building a fucking pyramid. Yes, now see, I'm being silly right now. Now we're going to go into the humor part. Yes, Constance SUE, if I had people, they would be in my backyard building me a giant pyramid to the gods.
Y'all are the sinners, and you don't want me to go preach to you, but you're going to play my sermon?
Man.
Thank you. Thank you. Lord. Oh, Roger's streaming audio. That's funny. Roger, you can stream me completely. I don't care.
I mean, what's there to stream?
You know, I'm not one of them chicken shits that's going to strike.
Would you rather see me or would you rather see?
I don't care.
Constance SUE.
Like Robin said, I haven't bothered anyone. I still rely on. Yes, Rob.
In fact, Constance SUE, you look like a painted sunflower with your name on it. I mean, why? I mean, would you rather see me or would you rather see that?
You know what, Robin?
See, I learned that with Amberlynn Reed because she was horrible to look at. I mean, I hated covering her. I mean, it's just disgusting to look at and watch her eat. So that's how I learned to basically read chat and ignore what's going on the screen. You know, that was a skill I picked up covering Amberlynn. Because sometimes, you know, people are having hard times when something's on the screen that they can't stand. But from doing Amber, I mean, my eyes, I can cut and just focus straight on that chat and keep my eyes completely away from that screen. And it's to do it to protect my own mental health.
It seems to be that the people that are the quiet ones, they're going to pick them off first.
No,
which doesn't make any sense. Because, okay, say
they
shut
has that
Alicia
little
up,
symbol.
say they shut Sarah up, say they shut
all she is audio.
You up, say they shut, I don't know, anybody who's not out here really talking about them. They didn't shut Jimbo up. They haven't shut me up. They haven't shut Rap up.
I don't care. We got the good people away from you. You see, it's like when Rich Life was out hunting women. And then he went after Lisa Lynn. People were like, well, aren't you going to? And I'm like, no. Because they're two horrible people exploiting each other. I don't care. I mean, Rich Life for 2 years was out hunting homeless women across the country. And I was covering him and keeping a spotlight. Then he went to Lisa Lynn's and everyone expected me to keep up that same drumbeat. And I said, I don't care. They're two horrible people trying to exploit each other. Have at it. And this is my policy with the community right now. We've gotten the good people away. Now, if these morons want to be exploited, they're obviously bad people. So I don't care. Jimbo can take them for it's like my ex-girlfriend. When we broke up, she bought Rich Life all brand new tires for his RV, thinking that was going to make me mad. I laughed and I laughed my ass off. And I said, I hope he takes her for everything. And this is my opinion now with Jimbo and all them. I mean, give Jimbo all your money. Jimbo would waste all the money. I mean, you could give Jimbo $1,000 on YouTube a day, and he'd waste $1,200 a day.
They haven't shut Bob and Lori up.
Bob and Lori, oh no. Bob and Lori.
They can't, and Nicolina is doing something too. Now, if I knew how to share screen, but I hope she plays me too. Again, what better way to get to her people than to, hear me right on her thing. Nicolina, Roger, Google this.
Google my dick.
Who has the burden of proof in a debate? It will come up, but it will.
Oh, you want to get debate. I mean, now see, when it comes down to debate, see, Roger's an excellent debater. But you see, at some point in debates, excuse me, little kitty. I guess it's been moved. Oh, well, I had a prop I was going to grab. But when it comes down to debates, is might makes right. It's like Russia. Why is Russia attacking? Because they believe that might makes right, and they believe they were mighty. Now, they went into Ukraine and they found out they are not mighty. But they attempted to debate the point with physical force. Because that's always the end debate. I mean, I can debate the greatest intellectual in the world, and I can still snap his neck. That's a problem for the debate class, is because in reality, it comes down most of the time to might makes right. If we want to get into philosophy and debating, because if you don't pay your taxes, what do? They come and get you. And if you resist, what do? They use violence. If you do anything that the government don't like, what do? It ends up in violence if you resist. So, once again, you can debate all of the cute moral points that you want. But in the end, it always does come down to might makes right. Now, I do not like that of the universe. This is one of the things that I do not like about our world, because I personally do not want a world of might makes right. Now, I don't get this wish, but when it comes down to it, that is what our world is ruled by. Darwinistic rules. Might makes right, long live the empire.
It will say, the person that makes the claim has the burden of proof when you're on debate. So.
Now, once again, what proof? Now, see, you notice she's created a straw dog. This is what this is. This is a straw dog argument, classically. There is no subject. There is no subject to this at all. So she has started with a fallacy. She has started with a fictitious straw with no substance. And now she's running with it. And these morons are sitting there soaking it up.
All y'all over there saying that Nicolina owned me or dunked on me? No, she didn't. Because I asked her, why do you lie and say things like Charlotte Ann is on the sex registry? And she said, because she was. That's the claim. She makes the claim. When somebody makes the claim that somebody's on a sex registry, it is up to the person making the claim to prove it. It's not up to the person that's debating. It's not my job to go prove what she said. And that's not my rules of debate. That is the rules of debate. Google it.
Actually, that was a statement. Now, a debate would be if she and I are talking about, say, the weather. We can debate on what causes this. But I can state Bob and Lori are fat assholes. I am not debating the point that Bob and Lori are a fat asshole. They are fat assholes. Now, once again, Nicolina made this a statement. There was no debate in this. Once again, she made a statement. And now she's trying to create a straw dog debate argument about it. Constance SUE, stop eating and get some exercise. Just saying.
So, Nicolina, anytime you want to debate and you can come over here and back up what you say, then we can.
Now, you see, this is what she wants for content. She wants you to come to her channel so you can engage in one of her straw dog debates where she will create a straw dog to create bullshit skeleton of her quote narrative and then try to force you into it. I mean, fuck you, I'd never go on your panel, you fucking loser. The only reason I'd go to a panel is to call you a loser. I mean, I wouldn't engage you in debate. I would only go on your panel. The only thing is say, you're an idiot and you're a loser. And I have better things to do.
Debate. But the issue is you can't back up shit you say because everything you say is a lie and everything that you.
Now here, everything you say is a lie. Now, once again, if you look back a little while ago, didn't Roger say that if Constance SUE says something that has base to it, that I will agree with it? Now, you hear her, everything you say is a lie. See, this is vilification. This is demonization. You know, this is bad YouTube. She's creating straw dog arguments and claiming their debate. And then, now remember, just a moment ago, you're supposed to have proof. But now she says the blanket statement, everything we say is a lie. But you notice she's not taking it point by point in proving anything. You know, once again, you'll see me stop things, take things point by point by point by point by point as I feel it's needed, or it at some point, you know, sometimes if I might have 5 points, I will stop at 3 because it's getting a little bit pedantic.
Been tried to produce a receipt in the past for. The receipt's been fake because Kaza said she can make up anything. When you lose your credibility, you're just.
Well, yeah, I can forge about anything.
Oh no, sorry about it.
It's why I don't
sorry
put up
about
receipts.
it, Nicolina. Sorry about it.
I can forge about anything.
People said, okay, peeps, I was top chat. If you spoke, I didn't see it. On my phone, top chat and live chat are the same thing. Roger Robin said, apparently I have a list of people. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. She said the same thing about Ashley. She said Ashley said she had a list of people. Just, no, they lie. Sandy said, Diamond Dallas telling the story about that whole thing was so gosh dang hilarious. I know.
Oh, we're like 25 minutes behind now.
About
you know, from my talking,
you know?
I've given 25 minutes of commentary so far.
Ann, are you listening? And all the people that are over in Nick's chat and Roger's chat that are little lying tigers. Ernie just didn't get shit from YouTube for the Summer Wells case and Benny. Ernie has been a scammer since 2011 with the hockey masks.
Okay. Who doesn't know anything about this? I mean, yes, we all know Ernie's a scammer, and we all know he scams outside of YouTube, and we all know he scammed the hockey masks. Water's wet, by the way, Constance SUE. You know, just in case you don't know, yes, water is wet.
He was saying he's making masks that he wasn't, and he was selling more masks than he was producing.
Yeah.
And he got money, excuse me.
And China's doing that right now with houses. In China, they make you pay for your house before they build it. And they keep selling houses, but not building the houses. So in reality right now, China in their housing market is doing the same thing to their people that Ernie did with the masks. You know, he was selling masks that he don't have and can't make.
He got money for them, and he never gave the masks. If you look up Horror Mask News on YouTube, no, on Facebook, you will see that is a whole group dedicated to Ernie and his mask scam.
Yeah.
Okay, now what are the odds? Right after that, he goes into the wrestling business.
For his next scam.
Yeah. He's putting on these wrestling shows. He gets money for all these wrestling shows. And he runs out on them. He's even proud about buying a car. He even takes a picture. He's such a dick that he goes to the car lot and buys this car, and he's shaking the guy's hand buying the car, and then he makes a video of him in this car, knowing he ripped off the guy that paid him money to produce the wrestling thing that he didn't show up for. Okay.
And this surprises you how?
Away. Then you come to Summer Wells, and he says he's rescuing our children. And makes medallions and action figures, and he's going to sell memberships for $100, and he's going to do all this. He's going to go to the YouTube headquarters about bullying. He's going to make a class action lawsuit and get everybody. Lawyer Up 2020. Okay, now what are the odds? What are the odds that poor Ernie was screwed by the hockey mask world? He was screwed by the wrestling world. He was screwed by YouTube. Use your thinking. Doesn't that tell you at all that maybe it's Ernie, huh? Maybe it's Ernie. And now, Nicolina, Lord, I would die and go to hell before I ever sat over there at Ernie Shell's chat and kissed his ass. So tell me this. I would love for Ernie to come to,
Now, I don't know anyone that's kissed Ernie's ass. You know, being tolerant of someone is not kissing their ass. You know, I can't, you know, if someone I didn't like was civil to me, I would be civil to them. But it's like people like Jimbo. You know, at the point that you actually threaten me, when you see me, we will fight. That goes for anyone. At the point someone lays threats to me, when I run into them, I will rough them up. And, you know, we won't get, well, it's like Jamie. You know, Jamie calling me a pedophile sympathizer over and over. If I see Jamie, I will knock his fucking head off. See, he's never apologized to me over that. So you've seen I've not been abusive to him in Nicolina's chat. But if I was ever in his presence, I would fuck him up. And I'd start at the knees. And once again, I won't bring that to other people's channel. But, you know, after he called me a pedophile sympathizer over and over, Jamie Berryhill and I, if we're in arm's reach each other, we're going to fight.
Traders, would you like to come up? Because I think you and I can debate very well.
Well, actually, it depends on how he crafts his word. I may or may not accept it. Because you know what? I don't think he's a decent human being. I think he's a pile of fucking human garbage. But that is my personal opinion.
I think we could. We're both from Kansas, you know. I still don't think those Klan meetings in Lindsborg. Nope, don't believe it. Don't believe it happened ever. Never heard. Lived in McPherson County my whole entire life. Never once heard of anybody, not one person, being
no
a Klan
escaping
member.
the void.
Y'all might have heard it in Salina, but we didn't hear it in person. Yes, quite honestly. Stop it. But anyway, so all you people over there, I want to know. So is Ernie still not a predator?
Okay,
How did Ernie go from being someone that y'all should be worried about to being somebody y'all kicking it with now?
Ernie has no power over anyone now. You know, his cult and his myth are busted except for the stupidest of the stupid. Ernie has no power to cause harm right now. Once again, Ernie is disarmed. So what's the point? The point is, she don't have any content. She has no relevance other than grasping onto shit.
How is that? Now, I can see if Ernie changed. if Ernie came to you and said he was a new man and you know you were going to forgive him and do all this? But Ernie Shell ain't changed nothing. Dog, quite on set.
And Nicolina's chat, when other people were saying, I like you, Ernie, what did I say? I said, Ernie, I don't like you. There you go. And once again, no one poo-pooed that at all. Couple people even agreed with it.
I'm just teasing her. But I can see if Ernie Shell changed. Ernie Shell hasn't changed. So how are you over there kissing Ernie Shell's ass? You are in there playing up to Ernie Shell's lies.
Now you see, this is another straw dog saying that we're sucking up to Ernie. Being civil to someone is not sucking up to him. You know, once again, Jamie and Nicolina's chat, I'm not foul to him. I am not foul to Ernie. You know, once again, Ernie has not threatened me, so I can speak civilly to Ernie on a panel.
So understand that. Judith said, Safe Place Mine's been mentioned. I've had 2 breast cancer surgeries.
Well, yeah,
and I'm a victim of child trafficking. Way to go, Mama T. Another victim of your bullying. That's what they do best. Miss Sue with that bullshit, Paisley said. Constance Sue has something to say. Roger Brown doesn't have the equipment to stream everything. Oh, well, sorry about it, Roger.
Actually, Roger does. Yes, Roger on the, which device? Okay, it's the one that I'm doing the audio on. That device I do have StreamYards on now. And I can do panels if I wanted to. Because on my Grimgoth channel, you know, things are kind of put back. And that channel is kind of mothballed for the moment. I'm going to do a little bit of stuff on it. But on that channel, I'm thinking about panels with other people playing characters for fun interaction. And that's why I have it on there. And if I had the proper person to do it that also played a character, I could do it. And I guess it's been a month ago, I had an initial talk with Hula Girl, and I asked her would she be interested in making a character, and she kind of liked the idea. So, you know, in several months, you know, Hula Girl might come up with a character. I might get a few other people that have some acting skill, be able to come up with a character. Because one of the big things about that is it's going to have to be people with thick skins. Because we're going to be biting back at each other as characters. So, you know, and I know that she wouldn't get hurt feels. So, and once again, she's interested. So, like I said, I've got StreamYards already on this phone right here. Because that way, if you know, she and I are ever like, do you want to go test this out real quick and do a test on the Grimgoth channel? We can just do it at the drop of a hat. So Constance SUE is wrong about that.
It.
I've not looked through the interface, but I could do a panel right now if I switch my devices.
I do. One time, I forget, somebody called me Constance SUE, the overly opinionated bitch. And they thought I was going to be offended. I'm like, no, I'll own that. Montana said they'll just...
I would say the bitch with an opinion that's not well thought out. That's how I would put it.
Clip and paste like 10 seconds saying you stole from your employer. Yeah. Nicolina said the other day that I didn't have a job. But after that, the day before that, she was like, Connie's streaming on company time? Sure, which is it? Miss Dan said, I have taken him to the FBI here in London, Kentucky. They recommended we go to West Virginia to file charges against Tamari. We didn't go. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Not sure. Never went to a base. I think.
Jimbo don't go to the cops for nothing. Jimbo's scared of the cops. Because Jimbo would never know if Jimbo went there if he would have a warrant or not for selling drugs. You know, it's like when I was false arrested, you know, one of my first thoughts was, it's like, what's going to come up on this search? Yes, when I was false arrested, you know, I was kind of amused because I knew I was being false arrested. But I was wondering what else would come up. Now, you see, nothing else did come up. That kind of surprised me. but it shows that the police are not very good. But this is the same reason why Jimbo wouldn't go there, because he'd say, "My name is James Collins. We've been looking for you, sir. You've been selling oxys." And this is why Jimbo is not going to go to the cops for anything.
Jimbo was just a bitter, jealous dog. Yes, she is. Denise said, Constance SUE asked for proof, and she wouldn't show proof because she has nothing. Nothing. And today, did you see she produced a receipt for, I guess, Izzy's issue? I don't know why Nicolina posted it, but anyway, she did.
Because it's a channel with more of a visible view?
It was just like, a JSB receipt,
Because on the rare occasion that, I think that I need a bigger reach, I would text Nicolina and ask her to link something on her tab. It's been a very rare occasion, but there's been a couple times I have asked her to link stuff on her tab for me that, I wanted to get a bigger reach than I had. So once again, that's why Nicolina would do that. But you see, Constance SUE throws out a straw dog. Now, why would it even be wrong? I mean, she's a concerned friend. There's no reason to be critical of that at all, other than Constance SUE just wants to find any reason to attack Nicolina. And those are the creators that you should not be interested in. As I mentioned earlier in this, if Constance SUE says anything I can co-sign, I'll co-sign it. And in reality, I did think by now we would have run at least into something I could nod at. Now, this is what has astounded me right now, because I've not found anything yet I can co-sign.
It didn't mean nothing. And somebody said, well, that's just a order for therapy. And she's like, okay, whatever. Sweet Rocker Robin said, let me be clear. I have no list. I don't care about immature, degenerate misfits. Yep. Nobody has the list of Mama T. Nobody has the stand said no cost. He only booked one wrestling show ever. It failed, and he was arrested for fraud. Well, what was the doctor thing, Jimbo? Was the doctor?
Now, Jimbo is correct about this. I hadn't, went over everything, but when she was saying wrestling shows, I almost corrected and said wrestling show and went through just what Jimbo said. But, once again, I do want to let her talk sometimes. So that was something that I did just let slide.
Thing the same one.
But Jimbo is correct.
Night
one wrestling show, arrested
two
for
different
fraud.
Things than Bluefield Hell. I don't know. Roger, you still with this? Roger Brown's going to jail. Trust me. Roger Brown is going to jail. Roger Brown ain't too good at this. For one, they don't need to even hear your voice and try to match it, Roger Brown. They don't even need your phone. They can they can do through the atmosphere. They can see what the hell you did on your phone on a certain date. So guaranteed, Roger Brown.
Good luck with that.
You don't have to worry about somebody saying, "Oh, we can't match up that voice identically." Your digital.
Like I said, bullshit. I didn't do anything.
Footprint. What's that called that they said? What do they call with Summer's case? The digital
through
forensics.
The atmosphere,
the digital forensics are going to have your ass. They already know.
Because Rap called a wellness check in on himself or had Jimbo do it. Yes, because you see, Jimbo has my docs. Anyone that wants to could come right out to the end of my road and make a phone call. Anyone could. I mean, my road is 1/5 of a mile. I mean, the end of my road, you're just a dot. So anyone in an area could make a call and it would look just like an atmosphere. It does not tie anything to anyone. And in fact, at this point, you're kind of giving me an idea now, Constant, that Jimbo and Drap are trying to set me up. And you know what? I'm not going to jail. Good luck with that.
where that phone call, when it comes into 911, that call, the digital forensics.
Now, once again, when I have listened to that call, the person that picked up was not a 911 operator. Because, since then I've paid attention to it, to rebut. But yes, when that person picked up, they didn't say 911. Kind of undermines their whole fantasy now, doesn't it?
Is already out there in the atmosphere. All they have to do is pull it up. That digital forensics footprint is going to go back to your ping, not even your number. So if you use a spoof number, it doesn't matter. It's going to go back to the tower and the ping for your phone.
So you're saying anyone, let's just play the game for a minute. And let's say it did ping off a quote local tower. So that meant anyone in a 25-mile radius. Jimbo lives 30 miles away from me. Good luck with this bullshit.
The digital forensics are what's going to send your ass to jail, Roger
Carlos,
Brown.
suck my
If
dick.
I was you right now, I would start finding foster homes for your cats.
Because I got news for you, Carlos. I'm not going to jail. For one, Kentucky doesn't extradite people over bullshit. For one, Ernie fucked up because here, they won't extradite anyone. I mean, they won't extradite you to Cincinnati 2 hours up the road. Because, I hadn't said that, but one of my old criminal compatriots from my old days as a high-level criminal, he moved down here before I did. Why? Because he was wanted. And Kentucky wouldn't extradite him, and he's 2 hours up the road. So you can spam all the bullshit you want, Carlos. Even if I was guilty of horrible crimes, they still wouldn't extradite me.
The thing you want to do is have your ass thrown in jail and your cats be left alone, and then they take them to the shelter. So, Roger Brown says, I know you're streaming it.
This is more fantasy. The cops don't even come out here, for one. And I saw a sheriff's deputy this last week when I was walking down the road. I'm not in jail, am I?
You're listening to me. Okay, and even if I'm wrong, say I'm completely wrong.
You're wrong.
Wouldn't you better be prepared to have a home for your cats than to be caught with your pants down?
To be caught with your pants down. I mean, my cats can pretty fend for themselves in reality. In like right now, I have over 100 fucking pounds of cat food in this goddamn house, you stupid fat bitch. Just saying. Because I provide. Now, all you do is consume. And Constance, you're just a useless fat bitch on YouTube. Let me be that. And I'm not going to jail because I didn't do anything. And one, also, you said debate. What? Prove to me there's a 911 call. Prove to me. Now, you want debate. Prove to me there's a 911 call. Because you play that tape, no one says 911 ever. There is no 911 call. Prove there's a 911 call. We are going under your rules right now. Debate. Prove to me there's a 911 call. You can't, because there was not a 911 call, because nowhere in that call did they answer and say 911.
Down your cat screwed, lost. James Foster said he was scamming before 2011 at a Kentucky fight show. He tried to convince me he could get me in the UFC. I showed him the UFC matchmaker's contract in my phone. If he wanted me, I'd be there. The stand said he was framed. Yes, he was. He was framed.
Actually, Rachel, let me put it this way. There's been people that have attacked me in real life, and they are no longer on this earth. Now, anyone that proves to be a threat to my life, I am a danger to. Let's put that straight. For the stupid people in the back, anyone that I really think is a danger to my life, I would be more than willing to make them fall off of my planet. And they should never forget that. But once again, if I feel anyone is a threat to my life, they will go missing. And nothing will ever be tied to me. So once again, anyone that ever want to be a threat to my life had better remember that.
John said, I'm closer to being a professional wrestler than Ernie Shell is. Absolutely. Robin said, they can't stop saying my name because I own these fools. They can't even go a day without mentioning me. They can't, I'm on the hunt for the elusive 5 days. So I got bored with that, though, because I can't stand Mama T's voice. But I'm on the hunt for the elusive 5 days that nobody said Jimbo's name. I started a month ago. I started a month out. Just a minute.
Well, I go without saying Jimbo's name for 5 days all the time. Now, you see, this is another straw dog. This is why I never liked Constance SUE or her content, because it was just old shit that was just rehashed crap or nothing but straw dog arguments. And there's one thing that I can't stand is someone whose content that just engages in straw dog arguments, because this is a person that should not be a creator.
A month out, and I started with one of the
yes, John. I covered it on Grimcast tonight.
No drama. So I figured, okay, we'll start there. Surely this one right here will not say Jimbo's name, and we'll have one under our belt. Nope. So we go to the next one. Nope. We go to the next one. Nope. I think I'm 4 in. I think I've listened to a total of 30 minutes on each of the 4, and we can't even get 4 minutes in before Jimbo's name was mentioned. So I've got December, because she deleted some of them. I've got December.
Now, see, this is a straw dog argument. Once again, I go, if it's a different topic, like when I did my Adrastia live stream, nowhere in it did any of these morons get mentioned, because I was on a topic. And when I go on a topic, unless something is relevant to the topic, I'm not bringing it in.
For 29th, something like that. And then January. So I got the whole month of January to go through.
Well, Rap, you can suck my dick. My fee-fees aren't hurt, because there's nothing any of you little faggots can do to me. Just saying. You can play your little video games, and your chick's gonna throw you out at some point because you're useless to her. And she'll trade up for a manly man. And since she'll trade up for a manly man, he'll whip your ass. And that's your fate. And I laugh at it. John Cena. Well, that was Rap. And he's a fucking loser. At 29 years old, I had bought this farm. At 29 years old, at 28, I bought this farm. At 29, I bought 13 more acres. Now, since then, I have liquidated those acres. After my mother died, I liquidated those 13 acres I had bought when I was 29. But when I was 28, I bought this place. Straight out. Rap, I have 2 fucking trailers. I have 5 bedrooms in 1 asshole. I got 5 rooms I can sleep in. This is one of my 5 bedrooms. I use this as a game room. Yes, I have my very own game room, Rap, and my internet box sits right over there. And do you have your own game room? No, you don't. You've got the place that Smoky Mountain Mama rents. And you also have no talent. So, you know, I bought this place in 1996 when you were 3 years old, Rap. 3 years old. I mean, now, Edward, just telling you, you got your ass banned here just now. You're not getting unbanned either. Just saying. Because anyone that enables attacks on me does not need to be here. If you thought that that was funny, Rap attacking me, your dumb motherfucking ass don't need to be here. Never show up on my channel again, Edward. Do you fucking understand me? Never, ever, ever show back up here again, because when you meet me on another channel, I'm not going to say a word to you. Now, if you say 2 words to me, I'm going to say something nasty to you. So, why don't you go over there and suck up the Rap's ass since you think that's funny, bitch? You're not welcome here. Hello, Olive Sky. So, yes. Now, in reality, Edward, just to tell you this, I have never liked you. And God, it's a relief that you're gone. But you see, I'm a fair person. I gave you a chance. And you just showed that you're a stupid fucking asshole. And you don't need to be here. Hello, Redstone. So, now, Constance is annoying and she's a loser. And she thinks it's all about her. Now, what I want to show you now is something funny. Because I do content here. And as I mentioned earlier, for those that had been here, I said that Melton John had made a video. And I said as soon as she got boring as fuck, we would play it. Now, one of the things is why I stopped streaming her, and certain assholes wanted to go in the chat and went to that, because I figured that would be more interesting than anything that stupid cunt Constance SUE had to say. Now, this is 8 minutes and 40 seconds. And he posted 3 hours ago, and it says on the title, short and sweet, this could have been a show, but go fuck yourselves, all of you. And Melton posted this a few hours ago. And he's walking the street. He looks like he's got a purse on and no makeup.
If
He looks
this
like
was
a guy with a
different
purse.
circumstance at a different time, I would have given you more content. The bottom fucking line is I don't feel appreciated. You never tip
Eat
me.
my
A
dick.
lot of
No,
you
you
don't
know.
tip me anymore. You don't. You're supposed to fucking pay if you come on my channel, number one. You're supposed to pay. Those are the rules. You know? Because I do hard work. I walk the streets. I can lose concentration. I could almost get hit by a car. But yeah, I'm selling my body. That's what I'm doing tonight. Yep, with my pregnant belly. I like my...
Okay, now, yes, for those that are wondering, he did say pregnant belly. And apparently his beer drinking, he's now got a gut. Yes, he's wearing cutoff shirt, and he's got a big fucking beer belly out there, and he's claiming that's his pregnant belly. Now, as you can see, this is far more entertaining. Now, before Constance SUE came on, this was going to be your live. I was going to start with showing you this video of Melton being a hooker with his big giant pregnant belly. Now, this is much more fun and entertaining than anything Constance SUE or any of the fucking losers has to say. Because the reality of the matter is, listening to that tape, obviously Rap had a wellness check called in on him. Now, a wellness check is not a false report of a 911 call. So they are so full of shit they float, and Rap has basically robbed his community for video game money. Whatever. Constance SUE and them can believe whatever they want.
like my pregnant belly right there. Take a good look at it. Right there, you see that?
I don't care what you believe. But the fact of the matter
Take a
is
good look
I listened to that, and it obviously was not a 911 call.
at it. Because it's the last time you're going to see anything from me. I figure since others out here right now talking and doing a lot of talking and fucking, you know. And
But one thing that everyone can clip right now, anything that is an actual threat to my life, I will make it fall off my planet, because that is my divine right.
this is trying to make a comeback. Well, I'm just going to say, hey, I'm living life. I feel better now than I did when I was using YouTube more. And you motherfuckers can go suck it in rotten hell, assholes. Most of you, 99.9% of you, because there's only like one person out of, or two people out of how many thousands that were actually there for me. None of you are fucking there for me. You can all fuck yourselves, you covert racists, you covert racist bastards. You can totally go fuck yourself. You'd get more out of me tonight, but no, I would have given you a show. This could have been a good show, but you know what? Fuck you. Fuck all of you. You want to smear my name, lie about me, especially you, Camillo. I got a score to settle with you, Camillo. You're going down, fucktard.
Yeah, and by the way, Roger is going to be in Camillo's next live that he sees. Just saying.
Serious right now. I'd even tell you where I am. If I was going to do a show, I would have given you more hints on where I'm going, what I'm doing. But you know what?
He doesn't show his
entire
legs.
fucking hole who decided to misgender me and who decided to fucking do this, fuck you all. I have to better my life, and I'm taking steps closer every day, and the sad truth is, I have to turn off the camera on this channel.
Because he's whoring. Now, if Milton can get someone to pay for Milton's body, nothing to me. I mean, if Milton wants to be a male whore and someone pays Milton, I'm amazed, but Milton can do Milton. Now, I understand him doing it, why he's not on YouTube, because everyone else would not feel as I do, and they would try to put him in jail.
Will call on you if you try to get ahead. Trolls
oh, yes,
will
Joni.
call on you.
Jimbo's definitely a freak.
Others will try to get you thrown out of any house you're living in. This is just going to be my public service announcement. Now that I get a little more space in my phone here, it's going to be short and sweet like it always is. And you motherfuckers can rot in hell, every fucking last one of you. Right there. See,
he's showing his belly again.
Belly right there. You see that? Fuck you all. For real. You want to see the worst of me? Yeah. You won't see any of me anymore. That's it. I feel like I have to keep sending a little message here and there because people aren't getting the fucking hint, are they? They're trying to keep this place alive when it should be dead. That's it. When it should be dead. Dead.
Now, if Milton really wanted to be dead, he wouldn't be doing this. This is, someone screaming, "Don't get away," or "Get away," and trying to grab you and pull you at them as fast as they can.
Look at my handbag. I live as a woman in real fucking life. This is all real. This is real. And I'm selling my body right now as I'm on the street. See, I do some dancing right here on the street. You see that? See that shit? Yeah. I mean, for real. That's right, I am. And I look very revealing, considering I'm wearing jeans right now. That's right. All that. This is it. But have fun with everything. Have fucking fun.
Well, have a good night, Joni. I'm glad
Giving
you
money
stopped
to
by.
certain people. Have fun doing all that. You know? Because it's about to come to a halt. And here's another thing before I leave. They're milking Jill to death right now.
Are you okay, Biker
Can't accuse me
Bimbo?
of doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not fucking doing that. And they're gonna try to make so much money off of Jill that she'll never rest in peace. Because this community is so vile, they'll drag you when you're on your deathbed.
Yep, they
And they'll
will.
make money off you when you're on your goddamn deathbed. This place is fucking simple. This place is toxic and disgusting, and I'm no longer participating in such a place, other than to leave a message once in a while. That's it. I'm not vested in this
Yep,
anymore.
Big Mouth Bimbo, you just got, spamming my chat, get you blocked.
Now and again, if I felt more appreciated,
I'm
like
adamant
an
about
audience,
that.
and no one fucking was trying to stalk me and be petty.
I don't care if anyone here
act up,
subscribes or
especially
not.
people who
I
can't
mean,
take care of
in
their
this channel a
fucking
year
kids
ago, I had like
themselves.
400 subscribers.
You know? And all that, and all these other people out here. Like
Yes,
Camilla,
Teresa,
who
he's still
spreads
in
lies
Texas.
and is trying to make money off, or at least try to get attention if he's not making money off of Jill's death. Let's be real here about this crap. What's going on? Here's what I think. I think Bergs is milking this too. I think he feels bad
Now,
for
Bergs and Jill had kind of an on and off long distance relationship. Bergs is a male chauvinist pig. Bergs is a crappy man. Bergs was also in love with Jill, and Jill kind of liked Bergs too. And they constantly fought. Now, Bergs in reality is devastated over this. In reality. Yes, Bergs is a pile of shit. Yes, Bergs many times was crappy to Jill. But did Bergs love Jill? Yes.
Jill, but he's also using this as an opportunity to milk
It's okay, Pink.
Jill's death also. I think he's doing both. He's doing a strategical thing.
Generally what I do is I let them do it a few times. That way everyone in chat can see, well, yes, this person needs to go. So once again, they think that when I let them do it a few times, they're getting away with something. But all I'm doing is letting chat see that my block is valid by doing it. Remember the old guild chat? It was the same way. You wouldn't just kick someone out of the guild. You would let them give themselves some rope, so that way when you kick them out of the guild, no one would say a damn word. And that's what I do with chat.
He's trying to do a strategical thing to save his channel is what he's doing. He feels bad, I think, but he's also trying to milk Jill to the death. I think he's doing both. I think he's seriously doing both here. I think he needs any boost he can to try to get his channel up. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to fail, to be honest with you. And the greater Boyd has exposed himself. I have exposed a lot of things since I've been here. Nobody has.
Now, there were a couple Boyd creators that did try to jump on the train quick and make some money off of Jill's death. Now, I almost did content on it, but I didn't want to turn Jill's death into a circus. So I didn't. Now, Melton is correct that there aren't, remember how I said, if someone says something that's right, I'm going to co-sign it. Now, Melton is correct that there are a lot of people that are trying to milk Jill's death for money. And I almost did a campaign poo-pooing them. But in reality, if I did that, it would bring more attention to it and it would make them more money. So that is why I did not. Now, Berg's up to this point, I don't think has done this, but it doesn't mean that he won't.
Given any thought to that?
Hello,
But I've
Gingy.
exposed the racism of everybody in the fucking community.
I can't sleep
I have
either,
exposed
Gingy.
all you sons of bitches, so eat shit and fucking die. I've
Well,
exposed
we just hit
every
battery
last,
warning.
what are you, covert, racist, white supremacists? I have I have
Just
totally
a minute.
done that.
We got to go sideways.
I don't care if it's Lindy. I don't care if it's German lady. I don't care if it's Camillo. I've exposed all your fucking white supremacy down here. How you treat the trans issue. Or how you play favorites with just a few, but you hate most trans people. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind. I'm telling the total truth on that. That cannot be denied. And everything I've done on here, street walking in neighborhoods where people maybe of a lighter complexion wouldn't be doing it, I'm the first one doing that. And you wait to see, there's going to be more of them doing this.
I'm missing a device, little kitty.
I start all the trends, remember that. And things
What did I do
follow
with that?
right when I try to stop them. I'm just very good like that, you know? I can let some of these fuckers go because I'm not, I don't trust any of them.
I like you.
Not with the camera in my hand, I'll show you, I'll tell you right now, I mean, I don't have no, but I would show everything on where I was, but I'm not going to do that for any of you today.
Oh, here it is.
So again, you shouldn't die.
You're on top of
You
it.
didn't stand by me. You chose to believe all the bad stuff about me and none of the good stuff about me, so go fuck yourselves. Every last one of you sellout pieces of shit. That's all there is to it here. And that's all I'm saying. Bye.
Bye, Shim. Well, Shim has now left the building. But yes, that was Shim. So Shim was out street walking. And evidently Shim wanted to know that we weren't living up to our obligations. Now, I do think it's interesting. Excuse me, little kitty. I got to move her. She's on my leg, and oh, God. Yeah, that had to be moved. I love my kitty butt. You can sit right here, honey. I just got to adjust myself. Now, Urchella's like having a child, and sometimes she needs adjusted. But yes, he's basically saying, oh, shit. He's got that one for kids. Yes. Mini player is off videos made for kids. So yes, that was his children's content. Oh man. Who else? What else? Anything interesting on? Because Constance SUE's different. Oh my God, Constance SUE is still running her mouth. I mean, we were like 25 minutes behind in her live. And we just played about 10 minutes of Melton. So, I mean, 35 minutes more. And she is still running her mouth. Okay, it must have stopped. Because now it's not showing as her live. Okay, thank God. Apparently she just stopped, evidently. And, let me refresh. Okay, yeah, when I refreshed, apparently she stopped finally. Oh, there's Ernie's channel. He's got all his subscribers back. Now he's got his live from an hour or 2 days ago, which is an hour long, and it's only music. So I guess he's only got lives up with music. And I'm not really interested in that. If he had something else interesting, we would cover it just for something else. But I mean, goddamn, they're boring as hell. Funny that Rap gets a wellness check called on himself and he wants to pretend people's going to jail. He pretends he's got detectives. I mean, I grew up on Vine Street in Cincinnati. Every day growing up, I walked outside. And every day I could be killed. I mean, That was my reality growing up. Every day, I went out into the world and risked death where I used to live in the neighborhood I grew up. And they think that their YouTube fear mongering is going to scare me or you're going to jail. You know, when I was growing up, we had the Cincinnati Workhouse. Now, you've seen the Cincinnati Workhouse. You don't know you've seen the Cincinnati Workhouse, but you did. You remember all those old Sylvester Stallone jail films that had that horrible hellhole of a jail? That looked like hell itself if you made it into a jail. That was the Cincinnati Workhouse. If I got busted as a young Roger, as a criminal, when I was doing horrible things, that was the jail I was going to go to. The same one from all those 1980s prison movies. That was our jail. And for like 5 or 6 years after they shut down the jail, they still filmed there. And then they leveled the place. And that's why you don't see it in movies anymore. Oh no, Jesus, I'm in deep shit. For what? For what? I mean, I listened to that call, and even if I was guilty, all it sounded like to me was a wellness check. I've never heard of anyone ever going to jail for a wellness check. So there you go. And like I said, Kentucky doesn't extradite. Unless I chop someone up in another state, Kentucky is never going to extradite me. I mean, in all reality, unless it's a capital crime, they're not going to extradite you over bullshit in Kentucky. Now, once again, I since then have listened to the supposed call, and the first thing that you notice, they say that you have ever said 911 call. Well, I never heard anyone say 911 anywhere during that. So it wasn't a 911 call. And it obviously was a wellness check. Nobody's ever gone to jail over a wellness check. So, lie more. And Judith, you too just managed to get your ass banned here, so you might as well unsubscribe. Now, before I go any further, does anybody else lurking want to say something stupid and get banned? Like I said, I grew up every day of my life, for the first 28 years of my life, I could be murdered on any given day. And there was many days that people tried that. I have had people drive by spraying bullets trying to kill me on multiple occasions. And you think that you're going to type something in a chat that is going to make me scared. I'm not scared of a cop with a gun. Because the fact of the matter is, if it comes down to life or death, I don't care if the other guy's got a gun, I'm going to win. Now, once again, growing up where I've done, I have played the game of get the gun. It's a rousing game. It's more fun than a roller coaster if you live. So, but once again, it's funny, all these normies think that they're going to type something on the internet and make me scared, or you better get home for your cats. I got news for you. These cats, if you tried to touch Rachella, she would eat your fucking face. My ex-girlfriend couldn't get within 60 fucking feet of Summer. I mean, they look tame to you. Now, 2 cats here that could be touched. Well, 3, thinking about it. Abaddon. You could, after a little bit, you could touch Abaddon on the head and give him a little pettings. Now, Winter, with a little feeling out time and you sitting down, you could probably get to where you could pet her on the head. And Tiger would take a pet or two. Now, once again, Tiger being the old alpha, if you tried to pick Tiger up, he would eat you fucking up. Now, when I first started having seizures, I slept in my car. I didn't smoke pot then for the seizures. And I would take the seatbelt, and that's how I would sleep. I would lean back the seat. And we had, what day was that? It was March 1st, 2016. I can even tell you the day. A cop out here had a checkpoint. And this pig, and he was a pig, came on my property to harass me while I'm sleeping in my car. He has 2 police dogs and comes down my road with his 2 goddamn police dogs on my private property. Well, I have a barbed wire fence over here on one side of the road and a picket fence on the other side. Tiger went through that picket fence. This is in the middle of the night, about 2 a.m. He hit those dogs right in the side, both police dogs. Those dogs' leashes got mixed up in the barbed wire on the fence over here to the other side. And Tiger beat the living fuck out of both of those police dogs. I mean, severely beat the fuck out of both of those police dogs. And the cop was swinging at Tiger like this. And Tiger jumped up, reached a hold, and got a hold of that fucking cop. And you heard that cop fucking scream the top of his fucking lungs. And for about a second and a half, there's a 30-pound cat attached to his arm. And he slings it off. Tiger drops down and went right back to beating the fuck out of his dogs. Now, this continued for some time with that cop screaming and kicking at my cat, and then my cat beating the fuck out of his police dogs. Now, finally, the dogs got disentangled and ran down the road back towards the police car, and the cop had to go chasing them. This was March 1st, 2016. Well, the cop gets the dogs. He gets them in the car. Then he gets on his speaker and starts shrieking at me where I'm trying to sleep in my car, where I'm watching all of this through a rearview mirror go on. Because we got like street lights in the distance, so I'm catching all of this looking in shadow, watching all this happen. And that's why I know that Tiger was hanging from his hand, because you could see the shadow of the cat, hanging on his hand for about a second and a half before he managed to get him off. And he starts shrieking at me. And then the neighbor lady comes out on her deck and starts screaming at the cops, "You leave him alone. He has seizures and he sleeps in his car." And because there was a witness at that point, that cop tucked his tail between his legs and went away. Now, once again, okay, thank you, Pindar. Because I was about to say, make sure they're both hidden. So I was just double checking that, because anybody that wants to mouth off here gets blocked tonight. I mean, I don't get paid for YouTube. So you see, unlike Rap, I have no financial incentive to lie or create bullshit like he does. And Jimbo. And no, I'm not going to jail. Have a nice day. You can fantasize it all you want. But no, I'm not going to jail, and the statute of limitations on all my crimes in Kentucky has passed, which means I can go to jail for nothing in Kentucky. And Ohio's laws are fucked up. And anything I've ever done there, I can never be held accountable for. I even talked to a police captain once about it. And I said, well, what if I got guilty and pressed the issue? And the worst thing that could be happened is I get arrested for a disorderly conduct charge for not going away. And I kind of found that amusing. But yes, I have to laugh. But, Tiger's not vicious, but he knew those dogs were here to do wrong, and they have to worry about coyotes here. Now, these police dogs, they're trained against humans, but they evidently don't train them at all against a cat. But in reality, my cats don't really have to have me. I mean, I could be gone for 3 months, and the cats would be just fine. I would just have to put them outside. I mean, Summer was a wild kitten. I mean, she is wild as fuck. Now think about it. No human being other than me has ever touched Summer. Just to let you know. And thinking about it, so far, no human being has touched Rochella other than me. And thinking about it, other than only a few of my cats probably have ever had a human being touch them. Now, my older cats, when they were little, a guy named Cody, his daughters used to like to chase my kitties around. So, when they were young, my older ones might have got pet by Cody's little girls. I don't know, because we would go outside and smoke, and we'd just let them do their thing with the kitties. But that was back when, my old cats were still under a year old back then. So, this has been ages ago. But yeah, I mean, my cats are wild as fuck. I mean, all my older cats, their mother were all wild. I mean, I hardly get to see Satin. I mean, I worry about her all the time. Now, Gingy knows about this because I told her. I went the other night and looked for her for 2.5 hours and couldn't find her. I hadn't seen her in days. And then I found her at the barn, hunting. And then it went more days and I couldn't find her at all. So I went and I looked for her again. Same thing, never found her. And then I came in the house and she was sitting right next to the food bowl. And it's been about 2 more days since I have seen her. So I have only seen the cat about 2 times in 2 weeks. Because like I say, and most of my cats right now, who's in? It looks like Summer's in. It looks like Fulgrim is in. Rochella's in. Excuse me. And Rochella's father is in, though he's a wildcat, and I really don't want him to be in. So, looking through the rest of the house, yeah, I mean, it's not, okay, there's another kitty. No, that one's Fulgrim. And then Summer's over here in the box. So, yeah, those are the only cats that I've got in here. And, I've got a dozen of my own, and of my own, there's only 3 in here. The other 9 are all outside. They all do outside things. They hunt the fence rows. I mean, Attila will go away for a week hunting rabbits. And what he'll do is he'll just go down the fence rows and he'll just keep going. and he'll catch rabbits as he goes, and he'll live his life, and then he'll work his way back. So, I mean, now Richella here, I mean, she's a princess. I mean, she's definitely a princess, but you know, she's a mouse catcher too. I mean, when I used to go away, when went to Philadelphia, I'd leave for 8 days, and food would be put down for them once when I left. Someone would stop by about 4 days later and put down more food for them, and they took care of themselves. You know, when Karen came out here, you know, I checked in on the cats a couple times, but other than that, I spent 8 days at a hotel in Somerset. But you see, everyone thinks that people's going to scare me. Now, let me hit you with a bit of reality. You know, I've lost, in the last 15 years, I have lost 2 cats to poisonous snakes. So the reality of the matter is, Roger is going to worry about poisonous snakes, and I'm not going to worry about YouTube trying to scare me about my kitties. I mean, we've got real dangers out here. Snakes. You know, Thor, he was Sissy's older brother. And he looked like Sissy, but big and muscular and boy. And he got bit by a snake in Coram. That used to be Summer's boyfriend. It was Tierney's boy. It was Magnus's half brother. No, actually, that was Magnus's whole brother, because they had the same father. Yeah, that was Magnus's full brother, Coram. And I lost him too to a snake. And that's been since I did YouTube. That one happened. Now, Thor, he got bit by a snake before I did YouTube. Coram got bit by a snake while I used to do YouTube. And so once again, they think they're going to scare me I'm desensitized to fear. Where I grew up, I don't feel fear. And it's funny to me, all these idiots on YouTube that think they're going to make me scared. I mean, they just project that they're fearful creatures when they do that. You know, when they do that, that's all I see. It's like, those are a scared person. You know, once again, I mean, back in the day, I could have went to jail forever. In a horrible jail. And they think that, you know, once again, listening to that supposed tape, you know, no one said 911. Nowhere on it. And it didn't accuse them of doing anything horrible. That was a wellness check. That's all it was. A wellness check. So basically, Rap grifted money because he got a wellness check. But I don't care. They're crappy people. I mean, take them for every fucking dime they got. That's what I have to say about it. Because they're shitty people, and if Rap wants to take $1 million from them, whatever. Now, I don't see Prissy Penny Pincher in here. If Prissy Penny Pincher's in here, eject her forever. Just saying, but I thought I had her blocked. Now, I gotta move my kitty, because I hate to move you, honey, but I'm gonna have to sit you somewhere else, because I love you and all, but can you wake up, baby? Can you wake up and move? My problem with Richella, my leg where she's been laying on it hurts. and I'm trying to get her up. And you see it don't work. You know, when you try to move her or something, it just don't work. But you could never do this. I mean, you could never touch this cat on the head. Couldn't you, honey? You could never touch the kitty on the head. But, you know, that's where I kind of always think that it's funny that people try to scare me. Or one of them said, like, I'm going to come and kill your cats. I mean, these cats would eat you fucking up. Oh, well, I don't care what Jimbo says. Now, Jimbo, I ever see I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. Because you came after me with a gun. And in fact, if I ever see Hunter, whoever was in that vehicle with you that day, if I ever see him, I'm going to beat the fuck out of him. Just saying. And this is what I do want to know is Ernie. Was Ernie in the vehicle that day? Because anybody that was in that vehicle has pasted a target on their forehead, because when I see you, I will fuck you up. Like it is my ritual. And anything that's a threat to my life, I will take out. Because, see, Jimbo, I did real things in the world. Where you laid on top of men pretending you were a tough guy. I used to scare the living hell out of tough guys. Just saying. Now, excuse me, kitty, but since Jimbo's here, I want to get high because I can, and he can kiss my ass and stuff. Because once again, I was with my thuggish friends today, and we went to the grocery. Yes, we did, and a nice lady is letting me use her bathroom facilities whenever I want to, Jimbo. And she's, well, less than half my age, Jimbo. Now, of course, she's double the age you like. You know, she might be half my age, but she's double the age at least that you like. So, you know, I'm sorry, Jimbo, but, you know, I can't set you up. Because I think she's about 24 to 26. So she may be half my age, but you know, she's 2 times the age that you, so, you know, for you, she's an old woman. Well, then he can ask me for forgiveness, and I will just hit Jimbo twice as much. Put it that way. But yeah, Jimbo, I mean, now, once again, we can agree on a time to meet at Mount Vernon. Just saying. But I know that you can't. Because, one, you physically couldn't do it. Because I am almost 55, Jimbo. And I physically am a fucking beast. Yes, I am, Jimbo. You know, once again, YouTube does not quite show my physical parameters. I'm almost 6 foot tall. I'm about 205 pounds of almost all muscle. Yes. And once again, I have engaged in life and death combat against my fellow man. Now, I do hope that you try to put a gun in my face one day. I hope for this. Because everyone that ever did it, I got that gun away from them. So once again, I pray to God you do. Because if you ever do, and I get that gun, I get to use it. Because you see, that was one of the thug rules. Never pull a weapon that you do not want to be on the battlefield. Because even many times when I was in a knife fight, I had a gun. But what's the fun in that? Now, you see, this is the difference between me and you, Jimbo. You get your gratitude off trying to intimidate people. Where I like combat. As I said, I grew up in Cincinnati. On Vine Street. It was like growing up in fucking Beirut. I mean, walking around your neighborhood, you had end of the world vibes. I mean, destroyed building, rubble, burnout places. I mean, when I grew up, it had a very end of the world vibe. And no one really believed that anything was going to last at 2000. Now, I remember 1990 really well when you married your little 12-year-old. I mean, because, see, I was a man, and when I was 17, I worked at a grade school. Because, see, I worked and went to school. I had a janitor job. And there were 12-year-old girls around there, and they were like this to me. I mean, they came up to my fucking stomach. And I couldn't imagine looking at any of them and think, oh God, she's a hottie. I mean, at 17-year-old, they look like nothing but little children to me, but you're a kitty fucker. I mean, that's what you are, Jimbo. You are a rapist of children. And I can prove that in court. And if I ever get into court with you, I'm going to prove that in court that you're a kitty rapist. And I'm going to laugh as I do it. And then whatever happens after that, the jury would definitely find for me. You know, after we go through your background information, I mean, you're fucking stupid. I mean, your best bet is to get out of town. Let's be honest. That is probably your wisest move to this point, but your problem now is felony is on probation, which you put her there. I have never in my life bounced a check. And I had a checking account as a teenager. And I never once bounced a check. I never once said I would have the money and not have the money. Because one way or another, you know, I kept my word. Now, see, once again, you can't do that. Now, I do get bonuses over with you because, once again, you're just some fucking cruddy pill dealer that basically blackmails pillheads into doing what he wants. I'm not into pillheads. Matter of fact, if you said, Roger, you have to date one of these two people, the pillhead or a meth head, I would take the meth head every time. Because you can get the meth head off of meth, but you will not get the pillhead off of pills. And that's the sad reality. So yes, so if someone asks me, what's worse, a pillhead or a meth head? I would tell you that a pillhead is the worst every time. And that's the crowd that Jimbo hangs out with. Now, the other interesting thing is, Jimbo, what are you going to do when I start putting all this shit about Josh Shanks out? It's going to get pretty fucking humiliating for you, you stupid bitch. It is. Because everyone here is separated by one human being. And mine and your being is Josh Shanks. Because where I make fun of the McCoys make fun of Josh Shanks. Because now, Jimbo, you're gonna want to hit that button real quick. Because felony is cheating with a fucking buffoon. Josh Shanks around here is known as a utter fucking buffoon. Your wife is cheating on you with the local buffoon. Now, this is something that I know that I've been nice enough not to bring to YouTube. I've been saving this for a special occasion. But yes, so every now and then when you're not expecting it, I'm going to have fun little tidbits that I'm going to break out about Josh Shanks. Now, when one of my buddies gets out of jail, I'll have a whole extra segments on Josh Yanks. But the person that I wish to talk to about it is currently residing in a detention center. Just saying. Well, Max, I got everything on, approval here, so no one sees when you say dumbass shit, and then you just get hidden by Pindar. I have to laugh about it all. But anyone that wants to can get a fight with me in Mount Vernon. I'll be more than happy to do 90 days. Just saying. That's where someone says, you're going to jail, you're going to jail. Well, I got news for you. Because I've already said that if I see X person, I'm going to fuck him up. I've already got my animals taken care of for 90 days if I do 3 months. For a big fight. Yep. Once again, more than happy now. Once again, there's called fighting words. And Jimbo's went far beyond those fighting words. So that's where they would consider it mutually consensual combat. Just saying. But like I said, I can do 90 days standing on my fucking head. I'm a professional criminal at one time. When we would meet my old buddies, the first thing we do to talk about other people is we ask, are they in or are they out? Meaning, are they in jail or are they out of jail? Well, see, Pindar, remember what I always say about masks? Masks fall off. And with Ashley, you're seeing the real Ashley. She wants to suck up to those other people so badly. We just had big lightning. Hear that, everyone? We got a bolt of lightning and thunder. Damn it, Ernie, where are you? We just had, now I got a window here, and there was just like a giant streak of lightning across the sky. Funny thing, it's not supposed to rain. But yes, we have had a thunder strike go across the sky. Now, Jimbo, see, I have a mask. When I wish to put on a mask, I can put on a mask. Now, I do rather like my mask rather than Rap's mask because, one, my mask is cool. Two, his is a fucking marshmallow. Why do you have a mask with a marshmallow? At least I have a nice smile. But yes, Jimbo, if you ever want to schedule your ass whipping, we can do that. I've already made my arrangements to where I can spend 3 months in jail. I've got quite a bit of cat food here. Just saying. Well, actually, Teresa, I don't doubt that. Let me check my weather real quick. Pindar, I'll watch the chat for just a second. Yes, it is coming raining upon us. Earlier it didn't say it was going to rain, but evidently it is decided I see what it was. They probably had it figured the rain was going to go around us, and it didn't. It went over us. Because yes, I'm about to have a thunderstorm. It says 2 a.m. thunderstorm, 60% chance. And then 3 a.m., 90% chance of rain. Fuck. Well, I screwed up. Well, I did make a mistake today. Yes, I did. I made a mistake. Now, you know what sucks, Pindar? Remember how I said it wasn't supposed to rain? You remember what showed up here today? I didn't set it up because it wasn't supposed to rain until next week. But yes, it was supposed to rain near us and it was supposed to go around us. But one of you guys sent me a lovely thing to catch water in. And it came today. And I didn't set it up for one reason, because we weren't supposed to have any rain for another 4 or 5 days. But they have now changed the forecast, and there's going to be a big storm upon me. And if I had got that set up, I would have at least 100 gallons of fresh water. But, you know, they got the forecast wrong, so I didn't do that, because it wouldn't have been any problem, because I worked on my garden instead. Because I have to dig a bunch of dirt from my garden. You know, I didn't want to just sit all day, and so I thought do it 3 hours here, 3 hours there. But yes, rather than work in my garden, I would have definitely set up that catch basin today. But yeah, it's actually in a box like this. So I've got to set it up properly, and it's probably going to take an hour, I figure, to put it together. But had I known it was going to rain for sure, well, like I said, they said it wasn't going to rain here at all, but apparently it is blowing over us, and now it's going to rain here. So, oh well, I got other stuff that'll be catching water. Well, Gingy, I'll be okay. I mean, I was at the store today and I got almost $300 in staple shit at Save-A-Lot. I mean, I did get a lot of stuff. Now, it's getting hard to find cat food. We might be stopping this live in the next minute because there's more lightning going across the sky. So I wouldn't doubt if my net goes out at some point, or we might have the power out. Because we're starting to get a real big thunderstorm come in. I'm hearing it, you know, from a distance now. But yes, I have a big thunderstorm coming in. Now, if you don't see me on YouTube at all tomorrow, you'll know that we had a really big thunderstorm. But yes, all my bills are paid up, fortunately, and we didn't get to talk about it, Pindar. We were talking about other things, but my electric bill wasn't bad. Now, my store bill was worse than I thought. So what I thought I was going to spend extra on electric, I ended up spending on food. Well, yes, Sunbeat. She's just nothing more than a fake Christian. You know, the thing is Jimbo only pretends to be a Christian when he wants to be not accountable for something. I mean, if I do something, I'll say it. You know, just like I said, Jimbo, since you tried to threaten me with a gun, if I see you, I'm going right through you. Right then. You best be ready for it. Because I see you, I'm coming right at you like a bolt of fucking lightning. And any weapon that's put on the field, we'll get to use it. Just saying. So, you know, once again, this town is not going to be big enough for the both of us. You know, I'm hardwired that way. As I said, I grew up on Cincinnati, on Vine Street. We don't play that shit. My problems ended up in the river. Now it's pouring the rain here, everyone. So we're going to go at this because I'm hearing thunder boom after thunder boom. Now the bright point is the power place is from where the rain is coming. So I really don't think that I will lose power, but you know, you never know where one of these lightning bolts is going to hit. Well, no. See, this has got to be agreed on. You don't get to pick everything. We discussed this. Now, I was in Mount Vernon today. Now, I'll be Mount Vernon next month. He might get the shot then if he wishes to speak of it. But you see, he's a pussy and wouldn't show up anyway. I already know that. Because the fact of the matter is, Jimbo couldn't take me on his best fucking day. I do all my laundry by hand. I mean, I could probably dislocate your shoulder by pulling on it. All I gotta do is put my foot in the right spot, an arm here, an arm there, pull out and twist. You know, as I said, I've done some horrible things back when I lived in Cincinnati and was a young man. No, yeah, that's what I said, you know, you can discuss. Now, it would be in Mount Vernon, at the park in Mount Vernon, because, see, they have cameras all over that park. That way, if anyone pulls a gun, they're going to jail, whatever happens. So, like I said, I was right down there just this afternoon. And I also got a few $100s of food in Mount Vernon. And then I came back here, did farm work. And then I slept the afternoon, well, the evening. And then I got up. And I'm enjoying my life. And I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. And I have a gram of hashish right here that I'm going to smoke too. Because God loves me. And in the next 5 minutes, all the evidence will be gone. Just saying. Now, once again, too, I mean, you know, I'm big about setting my enemies up. So that's something all of my enemies will always have to worry about, is me setting them up. Now, I'm pretty good at that. Now, this is the part of me that I don't like. Now, see, Jimbo, I mean, he really can't say that because Jimbo likes all of his parts. I mean, when it comes down to it, if I have to, I can be absolutely, positively, totally ruthless. I mean, I don't like that part about myself. Now, it is very efficient, but I really don't like that have to be utterly ruthless part. Something went. Okay, night. Well, I'm going to go here in a minute because, I mean, we're out here right now. You know, you don't hear all the thunder booms, but I'm sitting here out of one corner of my eye, I've got a lightning show. Now, I'm on the corner of this rain. It's not all over me because, like I said, this was supposed to go around me. So out in my distant view, I mean, it is just an amazing light show. It looks like Livingston, Kentucky is getting nailed right now. Because you see, Jimbo, I live in a magical place. Yes, where I can see so much from where I live. Yes, Berea, Mount Vernon, Livingston, London, Somerset. I mean, I am very conveniently located. Now, you supposedly have my number, or you have my address. You could drive down that road right now. Now, I would annihilate you if you did. You know, we won't pretend, because anyone that comes down that road that won't supposed to be, I will annihilate them with gladness. Or that nice lady that I mentioned earlier, or she will annihilate them with gladness. She's a good shot, too. I mean, really. Because, see, here they got some birds they like to get rid of. So that's how I can say she's a pretty good shot. I mean, I'd be willing to have her shoot something standing next to me. I'd have no fear in that. Oh, that's cute. Richella got off of me, and she went over here and laid with her mother in a box. Summer, this whole live, is laying in a cardboard box. And Richella, she went over there and is laid right next to her mother, right next to the cardboard box. You know, it's a small one, kind of low like this. And she's kind of up next to Summer and kind of in the box and out of the box. Oh, do we have another dummy? 2 weeks. Now, what he don't understand, before they had this Dollar General that I walked 10 miles to, I used to have to walk to Mount Vernon. I can walk to Mount Vernon in 6 hours. Yep. In fact, I can walk to Somerset in 7 hours. Let's see. Eubank probably 6 to 7. No, I take that back. Because I left at midnight that one night, and I got there at 5 a.m. I can walk to Eubank in 5 hours. You know, sitting here thinking about that. Now, once again, to get to Route 39 is 3 turns. Yes. Yep. And then let me see. 80 is also 3 turns. Yes, 80 is also 3 turns. Because you see, 39 intersects with 80. And it goes straight to London, Kentucky. And it just so happens that there's a YouTuber that's just right off of that road. Yes. So yes, I have to laugh at that. Now, we actually, it keeps catching my eye, but we are having a wonderful thunderstorm. Now, I wish that I did, because I've kind of got the shades down most of the way, and they're kind of creeped up so I could see if anyone was creeping around, and that's where I'm kind of looking at the lightning from. But if I had those shades up, I'd just turn this camera around and we'd sit and show you that for a while. So yeah, and like I say, you know, I've got access to shower facility now whenever I want it. And if I wasn't digging that dirt tomorrow, I would go down there for a shower tomorrow. Now, we're having a rain here, so I'll be able to clean up as much as I want tomorrow. It won't be no big deal. It was over 70 degrees here today, and it's going to be 65 tomorrow. And you see, Jimbo, I'm making a nice garden, a nice container garden, and I'm going to grow my own food. Now, what are you going to do, Jimbo, when you can't get housing, free housing, because you got the one girl, and after she's 18, you're not going to get any more HUD vouchers anymore. So, to let everyone else know, Jimbo's going to try to get a kid in the house. He has to do that before his daughter gets to 18. Otherwise, he'll have to pay his own rent. And we know Jimbo isn't about paying his own way. No. We know he's about scamming on it and laying on muscular men. Well, actually, I boiled my water here for years. I mean, that's not a problem. I mean, I can live a natural lifestyle. In fact, I'm much more healthier than you are because dealing with a lot of the natural bacteria out of living with nature, I don't get sick like you do. Nope. Because any infection that comes in, my immune system's already ready to fight it. Now, drinking rainwater for the first 3 days, you will get the runs a little bit. And then after that, your body completely adjusts to it. It's not a problem. How you doing, honey? Why don't you come here? Let me see, let the crowd see you. Come here, honey. Come here. Looking at your sister? Come on. Let's show everybody your prettiness. Let's show your prettiness. Richella's brother, Richella's litter mate, Fulgrim. Him beautiful boy. He would eat you up, wouldn't you, honey? Because I've never been touched by another human. Hasn't him? Because him's never been touched by another person. Now, the thing of the matter is, he would be friendly for a while. I mean, if you were around him for a while, you then could pet him. Now, my other ones, no, you wouldn't. You know, other than the ones already mentioned, but him's a good boy. Aren't you, honey? Him's a good boy. I don't know if you heard that one, but that thunder was big that time. But that sounded like it was north of me. But yes, this is my good boy, isn't it, honey? Him's a good kid, eh? He's almost a year and a half. Him and Richella are still babies, really. You know, they're not fully grown adults. So he's going to get a lot bigger. But yeah, they're just about to turn a year and a half old. Aren't you? Now you see, God for most Christians today, there are God-fearing people. There are Christian people. But the reality is they're the exception to the rule. Most of them are Christian rocks. There's nothing special about them. They're pretend Christians. And Kentucky is full of pretend Christians. Now, I have met three. I have met three people that I would say that person is a Christian and a good Christian, and they obey the word of God. 3. Now, out of the rest of Kentucky, the rest of them were nothing more than fake Christians. But there were 3 I have met here since I've lived here that I will say are very, very good Christian individuals. The rest of them are absolutely jokes. They're only Christians when it comes to they fucked up or they want something. Yeah, I mean, in Cincinnati, in Ohio, what Jimbo did with his first wife and felony, they would have put him under the fucking jail. They would have put him in the workhouse and they would have got rid of him. You know, once again, I grew up in a brutal culture. There were rules. And with what Jimbo did, they would have annihilated Jimbo. I mean, in the Cincinnati workhouse, he wouldn't have got out. Yeah, they would have put him in for his time, and they would know when they put him in that he was going to die. Now, once again, you know, I understand the rules, and this is also where I have, I think's funny. I mean, it's like, any time that I went to jail, I know people. You know, like when I was falsely arrested, the first time, you know, all you got to do is talk for a little while and you find the person that you're separated from. You know, and you have common things to talk about. Now, the second time I was falsely arrested, you know, old Greg, he was in holding. You know, good and hold's like, "Hi, Greg. I didn't know you were here." I mean, this is where I have to laugh at the fucking normies. I mean, seriously. I'm getting love. You see, he's got his paws up here. This is his love position. Yes, this, when he wants love, this is what he does. He'll put his paws up on me, he'll sit right up on me like this, and he'll want me to sit here like this and pet his little head. And this is why he needs his own person. It'd probably take a couple weeks for him to warm up to him, but after he would warm up to someone, this is what he wants. He's like, love me. Now, the thing is Jimbo can stream me petting my cat. Ain't right, honey? Stream me petting the kitty. You never see Jimbo petting an animal. Matter of fact, only one thing I ever saw Jimbo do with an animal, and that was run it over. Yes, I have only seen Jimbo do one thing with an animal on YouTube, and it was run it over. That's funny as fuck, thinking about it. Not if you're the dog, but you know, I'm as objective humor. You know, I pet the cat and on YouTube, and he runs over the dog. Good night, Teresa. Well, we're going to go in a minute. You know, because like I say, we're having a bad thunderstorm here, and I'm tempting the devil with this on right now. Another thunder boomer. But yeah, that's what I'm just thinking. It's funny because that was one of the first times I watched Jimbo. You know, hits the dog, and I'm expecting him to, you know, stop. But no, they just went on. I mean, just run over the dog and go on. And that's the moment that told me exactly what Jimbo was. An utter pile of garbage. I mean, at that moment of Jimbo running on the dog and trying to downplay it and just going on, that's right when I knew all that I needed to know about Jimbo. Now, at that time, I didn't know about the kids that he molested. Because he was. I mean, you were fucking Velma at 15. That is not of age in Kentucky. No ands, no ifs or buts. You are a molester, Jimbo, and I can prove it in court. So with that, we will get off of here, and I will continue to pet my kitty. I will watch the thunderstorm. I will charge my devices. I'm going to smoke the rest of this bowl, and I'm going to have a wonderful night. Now, I will see you tomorrow. I hear thunder. God's talking about you, Jimbo, and he is pissed. Now, everyone, have a good night, and I'll see you all later.